Hi, this is Brad with Copper Creek Cuts, a lawn care company in Northeast Florida. In the first video in this series, we took a look at why buying equipment to lower your business's tax liability may be a good idea, it might not be. In the second video, we took a closer look at what an alternative option might be, a single member 401k or a self-employed 401k, and some of the IRS guidelines around it. In today's video, we're going to take a look at a very specific example of what it might look like to sign up for one of those. This isn't a sponsored post. We're going to be using Fidelity's platform. They do not know that this video has been made. There is no incentive for us if you use Fidelity or someone else. So just to be clear, I'm personally pulling up Fidelity because that's who my 401k with my work was back when I was employed by Florida Blue or Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Florida. It also happens to be who I've set up some of my personal retirement accounts. So I have an IRA through these folks. I have a self-employed retirement plan through these folks. So that's who I know. That's what I'm going to use. I have to do that big long disclaimer. Now that that's out of the way, let's take a look at their website and where you would go if you wanted more information on setting up one of these self-employed retirement plans for yourself. So here we are at Fidelity. When we go over to investment products, we're going to see retirement and IRAs. We'll go ahead and click that. And once that's loaded, we're brought to the page. If we scroll down, we're going to get to the section Small Business Retirement Plans. We want to learn more about that. Depending on how our business looks, whether it's just you or you and a spouse, or whether it's employees as well, we'll have different options that we can consider. And from there, when we scroll down, we see a nice little comparison between these, nice rundown of which plan you might think about looking at, and some of the features of them, like the amounts that you would be eligible to lower your taxable income by, which is always a good thing to know. Since we are looking specifically at self-employed 401ks, when we click on that, it takes us to a new page with even more information, helpful tax advantage information, so we can really understand what this account will do for us. Much more information. And then from there, we can go ahead and get started. That's something you can do by phone. I actually filled out a paper form and faxed it. One interesting thing about this plan is that as long as it's started by December 31st of a calendar year, you can still contribute to that calendar year through tax day of the next year. So what that means, in a practical example, I signed up for a self-employed IRA December 31st, 2020. I could contribute to that account and lower my 2020 taxable income all the way through the tax filing deadline of 2021, which last I checked, I believe got pushed to May 17th. So you've got some flexibility there because you can play around with numbers after the year's already done and say, well, what if we bump up the contribution by this amount? How does that affect our tax liability? One thing you want to take a look at is the fees, at least with the Fidelity one. There's not an opening or a closing or a monthly account fee. Once you put money in the account, you pick mutual funds or other categories to invest that money. They will have some of those that don't have fees, then they will have some that do. So when you make a trade, you're going to pay some percentage. I say you're going to. You may have to pay some percentage. So that's how they make money on their end. But it's entirely possible to set one of these accounts up and just invest in their preferred plans where you won't have any fees at all. That's entirely possible. So again, a little bit of a more detailed high-level overview, if we can use that terminology. But that'll wrap up this series on self-employed retirement plans. Again, this is something where I can't get too specific because I don't know you, I don't know your situation, and a lot of what's going to be the best decision for you is based off of information I simply don't have, unfortunately. So hopefully this gets the ball rolling for you. If you've got any questions, feel free to take a look in the description. There's going to be some more research tools and places to kind of steer you. You can feel free to comment on this video. I just can't guarantee that I'm going to be able to see them, but I will try my best. In any case, thank you so much for taking a look at this video series here on Echo Means Business.